Now we are going to see about shortest job first scheduling, that is SJF, the process which arrives with the shortest job, that is the process which have short burst time. The burst time should be small, will be allocated to the CPU first. So for the shortest job first scheduling, actually it have two methods. One is preemptive scheduling. The other one is non-preemptive scheduling. So what is preemptive? The process can be interrupted. The process can be interrupted before its execution completion. That is, before it totally completes, it can be interrupted by some other process. That is the preemptive scheduling. The next one is non-preemptive, where the process cannot be interrupted by some other process. It will stop only after its total completion of the execution. Once it starts, it will complete totally. Only then it will stop. Okay, it cannot be interrupted in between by some other process. So first, we'll see about the preemptive scheduling in SJF. So consider four processes. We are considering four processes which have the length, that is the CPU length, in milliseconds. So first we'll take P1, P2, P3 and P4. We are taking four processes. Arrival time and the burst time. So the arrival time can be 0 for process 1, 1, 2, 3. So process 1 arrives at 0th millisecond, and process 2 at 1, process 3 at 2, P4 at 3. So the burst time is 8, 4, 9, 5. So now we are going to put the Gantt chart. So with the Gantt chart, so first the process which have the shortest burst time, that is the shortest job, will be executed first. So which at the time of 0, that is the arrival time of 0, we don't have any other process. Only P1 is there. So we can't compare it with some other process which have the shortest job at the time 0, because P2 is entering at 1 second. So we just start P1 at the 0th second. Okay. So after executing 1 unit of time, P1, what happens? At the time of 1, P2 enters with a shortest job than P1. And it is a preemptive scheduling. So now what we are going to do? The process P1 is now interrupted. Since it is a preemptive scheduling, this is a preemptive SJF. So now P2 at 1, it is entering and it starts its execution by having its burst time as 4. So for the next 4 seconds, P2 is going to execute. And before that, at the process, at the time 2, yes, at the time 2, P3 is entering, but what happens? The job, the burst time is greater than P2. So now P2 going to continue its execution because P3 have the greater job, burst time. Now P2 is continuing its execution. Next at 3rd second, P4 is entering, and this is also have the burst time greater than P2. So now the P2 process have no problem, it continues its execution. So 5, P2 is executed. So at this 2, 3, all the process have been arrived. Now, so from this again we are going to check which have the shortest burst time. So now the next one is P4, which have the shortest burst times. For the next 5 seconds, P4 going to execute. So 10, then we have 8, that is P1. So for P1, previously it has been executed for 1 unit of time. So the burst time now it is reduced 1 unit of time. So what happens now? It is going to execute for only 7 milliseconds because already it has been executed for 1. So P1 17 because this plus 7, next is 7 seconds. The final thing is P3, which is going to execute the next 9 seconds, that is 26. Okay, now all the process completed its execution. We have to calculate the waiting time. So the waiting time, yes, the waiting time of process P1 is, so it started its execution here, but again it wants to wait up to 10 seconds. So up to this it doesn't wait. From here, from the first second it started to wait. So it started to wait till 10. So 10 minus 1, which is equal to 9 milliseconds. So from 10 we can minus this 1. From this time onwards it started its waiting, and from 10th second only it again started. So like this, P2, it arrives at first second and it started its execution, so it doesn't wait. So 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. No waiting time for P2. It started its execution. P3, it arrived at 2. Okay, so from 2, it waited till, where is P3? Yes, up to 17. So 17 minus 2, which is 15. Final thing P4, it arrived at 3. So from 3 it waited till 5 only. So 5 minus 3, which is 2 milliseconds. Now the average waiting time is equal to 9 plus 0 plus 15 plus 2 divided by 4, which is 26 by 4, that is 6.5 millisecond. So now the shortest job first scheduling is executed with preemptive method. Thank you.